Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talk nothing but this boxing. What's good with your fam? Hey, listen, man. Shawn Porter defends his WBC welterweight title this Saturday, March 9th, against Yordenis Ugas, in what I think will be a good, solid matchup, man. I just got finished watching the PBC countdown, part 2, featuring the two opponents, man. And I gotta say, man, shouts out to PBC, man. Because without this countdown, we would not have the inside track to these fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? Just watching, how the fighters interact with their families, how they train, and how they go about their day-to-day lives, man. That's a huge tool for the fighters to use, man, to gain a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew of Ugas. I watched him fight plenty of times, but I never really got to say peek inside of his world. You know what I'm saying? Because he has not been on the bright stage as much as a Shawn Porter. So just being in camp with him, through the countdown, man, I gotta tell you, man, I kind of like Ugas, man. I like Ugas, man. He's a humble dude. You know what I mean? Just to see what he has overcome and what he is, what his goals are, man, is is encouraging, man. Watching this guy, talk about the struggles and the challenges that were in his life, man, and how he had to overcome them, to get where he's at, to put himself in a position to be able to fight Shawn Porter for this WBC championship. It's remarkable, man. Yordenis Ugas is a very solid fighter, man. He talked about how he had to rededicate himself, after his loss and after, being laid off, man, and coming back and having a 8-fight win streak. And, that just tells you a lot about the guy, man, how he persevered, man, and how he really wants this, man. It showed his wife, it showed his child, his trainer. You could see the level of respect and genuine love that, trainer and fighter have for one another, man. And when you got both components, man, and it's not just a job, man, but, a job, but, also with the love there, man, that takes it to a whole nother level, man. That takes your confidence to a whole nother level because you trust each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And, Ugas and his trainer trust each other, man. And, I think that brings out the best results. There was a lot being made that Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter were having problems, that he wasn't going to be in his corner for this fight, man. And, I was the first one to break out the news that, he was, in fact, going to be in his corner, that, he just switched up a few things, was up there in D.C., working with Barry Hunter and the Petersons and training up there for a little while. But, Kenny Porter's his father, man. He's definitely going to be in his corner. And, watching the countdown, it just reassured, that they're solid. You know what I'm saying? Because before I broke that video out that he was going to be in the corner, I was questioning, Shawn Porter's dedication. Was something really going on? Because normally in a Shawn Porter fight, we see all type of footage, all type of videos, out there, immaculate gym out there in Las Vegas, man. They love to post the training camp. They love the high intensity workouts, the sparring, not too much sparring, but the high intensity workouts at the facility. You know what I mean? And we get to see that, you know what I mean? But we didn't this camp. You know what I'm saying? Not until the countdown displayed, showing Shawn Porter work, showing how he works, showing his dedication to his craft, man. And I tell you, it was refreshing to see, you know what I mean? Because without that, I was kind of doubting Shawn Porter. I was kind of leaning towards Ugas for the upset, just because I thought, Shawn Porter was a little off. But, watching the countdown, I can look at Shawn Porter and look at his father and look at their chemistry and, look into his eyes and see that, he's more focused than he ever was, man. And, I think it's going to be a real solid matchup. You know what I'm saying? My question is, Ugas is a strong dude. He's physically strong, and what is Shawn Porter going to do when he goes in, because Shawn Porter's style is that, he want to rough you up, man. He want to rough you up and outwork you, out muscle you, push you around, shove you around, What is he going to do when Ugas doesn't move? You know what I mean? We seen what happens when Shawn Porter runs into a guy who is just as strong as him, who is just as physical as him, and is willing to get just down and dirty as him. When he fought Kell Brook, Kell Brook wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook wasn't with all the pushing and shoving, and, Kell Brook did some pushing and shoving of his own, along with some holding, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think Yordenis Ugas, he got the power. He got the power in the frame to get in there and tussle with Shawn Porter, man. I think he can match Shawn Porter strength, you know what I'm saying? But, that's one thing to look at it, but, outside of the ring, but it'll be another thing once the bell rings. But just from the outset, just from looking at the two fighters, man, and watching their previous fights, it looks to me like Ugas is going to be able to, stand his ground with Shawn Porter, you know what I'm saying? And how is Shawn Porter going to react, man? Will he go to plan B, fight a little bit more like he did with Danny Garcia on the first half of the fight, where he, boxed on the outside, stayed on his toes, used his jab a lot, came in and out, used his lateral movement a lot. Shawn Porter, he showed some different tools in the toolbox with that fight with Danny Garcia, man. So I believe that, they're working on these things, man, because I'm sure they watched Ugas before. They see that Ugas is physically strong. You know what I'm saying? They know what he brings to the table. So, I expect them to have a plan B and a plan C and a possible plan D if need be. But I'm looking forward to a real good fight. I see how bad Ugas wants it. He wants it more than anything, man. You could tell by the way he works, the way he talks so passionate. You could look in his eyes, and it's a team effort. His wife understands, the main goal. You know what I mean? They work as a team out there, and that's what you got to have, man. You got to have every facet of your life working on all cylinders, man. You got to be on one accord. And it looks like Yordenis Ugas has that down packed. You know what I'm saying? Also, Shawn Porter. He just had a little baby boy, man. He calls him Diggy. You know what I'm saying? Shots out to PBC Countdown, man. We get a real special look into these fighters' lives, man, that we normally wouldn't get, man. And I like it, man. It's real entertaining. And, it builds up the fight. It makes the fight that much more enjoyable, because you have, a vested interest in these fighters once you watch these things, man, and you begin to become somewhat familiar with them, man, and you start to like one or the other, or even both. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for a real good fight come Saturday night, closer to the fight date. Later on in the week, man, I'll give you a breakdown prediction video of who I think would win. But right now, man, it's looking like a real solid matchup, mano y mano, man against man, man. And it's not going to be easy for Shawn Porter, man. But Shawn Porter's talking about he's looking for the knockout. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's focused on, man. And he might get it, he may not get it. But we'll get into all that later on this week, man. I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about the countdown, man, and how the countdown has taken us, the viewers, inside the fighters' lives, man. So if you have not seen it, check it out, man. I think it's on, you can go on demand on the PBC, on the Fox app. Go on to your on demand, look up Fox Sports and hit on it, man. And, go under boxing, and you should be able to find PBC Countdown, PBC Face to Face, and things of that nature, man. But I appreciate you all tuning in, man. This is Big Faces Worldwide, where we talk nothing but that boxing, where we always on our GMB. We always on that grown man business. Till next time, I'll holla back. Peace.